Hi. Okay, it's me. Okay, well, because I don't have the patience to do a text post about last night and Just As With Your Life, I thought I would just do a video post and maybe write something up later. Okay, it was so, I think it's probably the best thing, full stop. I'll just skip the day. Basically, the doors opened at 7, and me and my mum got there at 6:20, thinking we'd be really early, but there was already quite a queue. It was okay because we got these, I don't know if you can see that, and we were pink, number 25, so that's fairly good seats, and I think the colours were like which kind of section of the audience you're in, and anyway, they let us in, which was really exciting, and it wasn't like I'd imagined it at all, to be honest. As we went in, there was added bonuses: the TARDIS, a Dalek, and it was like there was like free beer and wine, so it was just like a bit awkward. So I think it reminded me of when Ryan was like, "Let's get the liquor." I don't know. And so yeah, obviously they want everyone to be a bit loose and cheery. And then they started letting us in, cut by coloured band. And we were in like third, and I thought, oh no, we're not going to have very good seats. But we were sitting right in the middle, like the set was right here, with the seats here, and then the other seats here, so like, and the stage where they did the improv was directly in front of us. And we were about 4 rows up, which was good because then your view's not blocked by the cameramen and stuff, so it was really, really good seats, I felt. We were like directly in the middle, and I was just really excited. I kept looking around trying to see when they're going to come in, and then after a while, this guy came in, and like to loosen up the audience, we had to stand up and sing along to some songs, and they were like, oh, we're just practicing the cameras and the mics and stuff, so they wanted to check everything, so that was slightly awkward. And then he was like, oh, I'm just going to introduce some of the people, because I think they're still waiting for Fred Willard. Well, I feel really bad because I don't know who he is. I felt really, I knew from the e-ticket thing, but like I've not actually watched Modern Family or any of those things, so I was a bit like, okay. But anyway, I was like, okay, I'm going to introduce some people, and I was like, oh. And so the first person, he was like, yeah, he was like, this summer, did anybody watch? And I was like, oh my god, he's going to say propaganda. But he didn't, because obviously we're an English audience, so they just thought we hadn't seen it. And he was like, did anybody watch Fast and Loose? And there was like quite a few whoopings and whoops. And then he was like, okay, well, for those of you who did, may I introduce Jonathan Mangum. And I was like, that was so good. And he came on with the scrunchy-eyed smile and like kind of skipping on and the little kind of bunny jumping. And I was just like, oh. But a lot of people didn't know him. Like at one point, really angry. And these girls in the row behind me were like, what's his name again? Jonathan who? Jonathan who? And I was just like, I really wanted to turn around and be like, Mangum. But no, I didn't do that because I thought, if you don't know, it's your loss. And then the next person he introduced was the next person, yeah. So then he introduced the woman from Mad TV, Nicola. Oh god, I feel really bad about this as well because I don't really know who she was either. But she was really good. She was a really good improviser. Then, yeah, the next person. Okay, it was like he was in most episodes of the UK Who's Line and in every episode of the American Who's Line, and I just wanted to like stand up and be like, call it. But I was like, okay, hold it back, and then I was like waiting for him to come out of like the side of the set, and then it was just like, it's just like they stepped out of TV. I was like, how am I in the same room? Like it was the distance of, like if you walk into my front, no, it was like the distance of like, what can you see? Can you see my wardrobe? My wardrobe being there and me being here, but higher up. That's all it was. And I was like, I could just oh my god, it was amazing. It was really surreal, like, because it was just as if he'd stepped out kind of in Propaganza or something, because obviously that was this year, so it's the same look and everything, and I was like, it was just amazing. And then the next one, he was like, and then this man was on quite a few of the UK Who's Line, and every single one in American one, like, Wayne Brady, and he came on and perfection. But it was like, I really couldn't get over, like, there's Jonathan with his XD face, and there's Wayne, and there's Colin, and it's like they just stepped off the, I couldn't, it really was really hard to take in, like, it was really overwhelming. It was kind of exhausting just thinking that they were right there. Anyway, I hope this is still filming. Yes. Anyway, then, they were like, okay, we're going to introduce our guest now, and it was David Hasselhoff. Kind of pleased about, but I don't like him. He's just kind of stupid and arrogant. But that's the impression I get from all the things I've seen him in, and he kind of confirmed that. But it was so good because, like, when they did interview him, ask him something like, oh, tell us something, and he kept trying to, like, do little jokes and stuff. And, like, I didn't even watch him because he was being interviewed on this side of the stage, and then here there was on the front surface there's Wayne and Colin, and on the back surface there's John and Nicola. I feel bad about that. And I just kept watching them for their reactions. I was like, I don't care what they're asking. And John was so funny. Like, he would be going like, and really kind of like over-expressing with the cameras. And Colin would every now and again do that, like, face. And oh, it was so good. And I'm pretty sure that I made eye contact with Colin quite. Oh, when they did a song, they had to do like a song about the Hoff or something, and then. You can imagine, like, Wayne's there, all really good, and Jonathan's there with his little rapping coming in, and she was really good as well. The woman, she was really good. Like, I think she's the kind of person we wish would have been in Propaganza or Who's Line, because she was really good. And but Colin was just there, like, doing all of my stuff, and like I could see, like you could tell he was trying to avoid singing, but I don't know because I think I was like just only watching him kind of thing. But then like he was being hilarious behind Wayne and just going like this, and I thought at this point, like, I don't know if this is just the distance or like wishful thinking, but I was like, I'm sure I'm the only person that he's making eye contact with, like, because I was just laughing my head off at just him, like, but most people focusing on whoever was singing, and I was just like, that was quite amazing. And then like when they were doing all the retakes and stuff, and they have to do like, oh, your hands ache, you have to like do loads of the clapping into the ads and out, for the ads and in and out, and they would just like be making little jokes and stuff. Like Jonathan had like a Red Bull can, and Wayne wanted to have some, and like John like pretended to sit on it or whatnot, and oh, that was just, oh, it was just like being at Who's Line, but like kind of without Ryan and Drew. But it's just, so good. And then, so they did like all the games, brilliant. They did fast forward reverse, just like Propaganza. They did a new one, which was like like you do the scene in 60 seconds, then they shorten it to, then they shorten it to 30 seconds, yet the same scene, then into 15 seconds, then into 7.5, and then like until it's in like 1 second, which was really good. And then like what else? It was just kind of like I was just ignoring whatever David Hasselhoff was saying. I was just like, next game. And they did loads, and then they did word and rap. And what else did they do? They did loads. Oh, and they did the one from the Colin Brad thing, the sideways scene, and they went like backstage, and then it was filmed from above, and they were doing all this stuff with the chairs and stuff. Really good. No, it's just so good. And then, so I was like, because you would not believe how tight the security is. Like, when you go in, one person takes your bands, then you go up the stairs, another person, and then into the next door, another person, and through the next door, another person, and you get your drink, like, so it's really tight. And you couldn't take any photographs in there, but at the end, when they finished, we were like, oh, just giving like standing ovation kind of thing. And my mum was just like, sneak out the camera, take a picture, and I was like, but yeah, And I was like, okay, we have to go down there and just try and get them, because they were like ushering everyone out. So we just kind of stepped over the seats and went down the rows, and just kind of like avoiding eye contact with any security personnel. And then we're right at the front, and I was like, oh no. As we were making our way down, Jonathan ran off, and I was like, no, don't run off. And then like Colin was walking up, and I really wanted to be like, Colin, but he wouldn't have heard me because it was too far. But like, I still have that regret, like, oh, I should have just said it, what if he'd heard me? But he wouldn't, like, I knew he wouldn't. But we definitely had some eye contact, it's fine. Same with Jonathan, actually. And then I was just waiting, and me and my mum were, like, running down. And then my mum was like, excuse me, and he was like, oh, like, he spoke to us, and my mum was like, oh, do you mind, could my daughter have a picture with you? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, and then he came over, and I was like, hi, Wayne. But, like, you know, sometimes when I smile, like, if I'm too happy, like, that was kind of overwhelming. Like, I felt like I was going to cry, actually cry. And I was like, I don't know, like, you know, all the stuff you imagine you're going to say, and it's going to be all eloquent, and you're going to say how, you know, it's such an honour to meet you, you've truly inspired me, and, you know, the show tonight was brilliant. And instead I was just like, it's amazing to meet you. And he was like, oh, yeah, it's cool. And then, like, I'll post the picture. No, and then afterwards I was like, is that it? And he was like, no, like, I didn't say that, and then he was just like, put out his hand, and I was like, and then we shook hands, and his hands were so, like, it was not really silly, like, just really, like, you know, you'd think they'd be all like, oh, I've just been doing loads of hard work, all sweating, but they were, like, all cool and dry, and he was just like, oh, so what's your name? And I was like, I'm Simon, like, really, like, oh my god, he's asking my name. And we were just like, oh, we loved the show tonight, it was amazing. And I was like, yeah, god, you're so amazing, it's so good to finally meet you. Then he was so charming and really, like, polite, and just, because it was so nice that the other two had run off, and but he was just there, and like, and then some other people, because they'd seen us run down, they kind of ran down too, but they didn't get a photograph, but they were talking to him. And but it's like, he was just really kind of, you know, caring, which was nice. So anyway, that kind of was the highlight of the night. No, it was all the highlight. It was oh, so good. And then we had to leave.